Hey, what's up, everybody? This is steviebreech. Wanted to start out my video talking about the release of Jay Lethal. I thought it was very surprising last night when I first heard the news. At first, I was like, "Oh, what?" I couldn't believe it. I think a lot of the TNA superstars, when they sent out their tweets last night, when they got their first responses, were as close to mine. Remember the Young Bucks? Came out and pretty much said this is the reason why the TNA locker room is so screwed up. You release somebody like Lethal, who's one of the heart and soul guys. He's not one of the TNA originals, but he's been there for freaking forever. I mean, he came up as one of the youngest guys to ever be in TNA, and he carried that X division. He took a pretty much, they gave him a character of the being like the Macho Man, and that's something that would more than likely last a week or two. That's pretty much all you can get out of that. And he took it for almost a couple of years. Rode that out until he had a big blow off angle with Flair where he stole a pay-per-view. And pretty much that was the end of his TNA run. It was basically like they punished him for stealing the show. It was like WCW all over again. He went out, performed really well with Ric Flair, and after that, they just didn't want to use him anymore. But Jay Lethal's one of those guys that could go either way. He could easily be picked up by the WWE, or he could go to ROH and be a big, huge star. Either way, hope him the best. And all in all, my opinion is I hope he goes to WWE. I think he's the guy that hasn't been fully tapped. They have his tag team partner from Consequences Creed down there that's in FCW right now. He's trying to get himself up to the main roster. I don't really want to see that tag team again, but you can see that camaraderie, working together, hopefully swinging him that way towards WWE. If WWE is going to go out and pick him up, I mean, it is that time of year where they're going to make the spring cleaning, pretty much. And so I just wanted to throw those names out there. Last week, I made a video where I said R-Truth should be one of the guys released. After seeing the raw footage of him actually putting Morrison into the ground, blowing the smoke over him, maybe he is a guy that WWE wants to keep around. All in all, my personal opinion was that I hope that he got released. I was very surprised by all the people that came out and said they were R-Truth fans. In the comments in my video, I never thought R-Truth had that many guys. I'm trying to find that surprise, big name that's on there that's going to be surprised. All in all, when I look over this, I see names like David Hart Smith. I mean, the news came out this week that he wants to try and go in different directions, be a kickboxing star or some sort of UFC guy, something like that. And if he wants to do that, all the power to him. And he never really got a chance in the WWE once the Hart dynasty broke up. He was not even the Marty Jannetty of that team, because it wasn't like Tyson Kidd when he went anywhere. I would even add Tyson Kidd to this list of guys that could be getting the axe. The Usos, they're an easy name to throw on there. They're a tag team that hasn't been used at all. And I don't even think they've been used on TV ever since their father Rikishi came out and complained so bad on Twitter that they were using that dance off against Santino and Kozlov on Raw. Um, it's hard to find these guys because there's always gonna be that one guy, but no one can really put their finger on it because when that release comes up, on the dirt sheets, like everybody gets it. There's always that one name, just like, wow, I can't believe that they would actually put him on there. Hawkins is the guy that they've paired up with a billion people on SmackDown, trying to get him over as a tag team. I think Kurt Hawkins' time has come to an end. I really, really want to stand up for Drew McIntyre. I think he could be one of the faces of the WWE. Well, not really a face, but think he could be one of the strongest heels that they got behind him. They've tried to get behind him a couple times, and they've backed out. That's the reason why a lot of people are adding him to their list. But McIntyre is a guy that I don't like, but I have my finger on him as a guy that I think that they could push farther if they wanted to, I'm hoping that they do. Um, Trent Beretta is another guy, the king of superstars. And I just think his time has come to an end. Tyler Rex is the guy that they tried to push twice as one of the main guys on SmackDown. They want this guy to be a big monster heel, only the crowd just doesn't get him, doesn't get behind him. I don't really understand his character that much as well either. Um, he was at the Survivor Series team. He was on the team with Alberto Del Rio. He was on the bragging rights team, and nothing really came of that. I thought that was supposed to be his coming out party on SmackDown. They're always try to push somebody real strong as a heel on SmackDown, get him up to the top, and then they move him over to Raw, and his train just derailed. And I just never really got that character. So if he goes, it wouldn't be that bad. There's always some divas to be thrown out there. The easiest ones to pick are just Rosa Mendez, who just even though she's one of the best looking divas that the WWE has, they just don't have anything for her. They got too many divas and they only have one belt down. That's the hardest thing about it. That's why a girl like Alicia Fox, who put on one of the best matches of all time at SummerSlam with Melina, is another name that just they don't need her anymore. And Tamina's in that you know, that storyline with Santino where they're boyfriend and girlfriend, but that could easily be dropped. So, I mean, I can't give you any big, predictions that are out there about who's going to be released. I don't think R-Truth's going to be there, on there anymore, but there's going to be that name, and it's going to come out sooner than later. And, Beth Phoenix can even be that person. I mean, Beth Phoenix is another diva that, they only got one belt. And that means they're only going to have one match pretty much for the Divas on pay-per-view. They don't need to have that many anymore. Just have a few for SmackDown, a few for Raw. They've got way too many right now, and the cuts are coming. And I can't wait for the story because that's always a fun day.